Hello, my name is Raul Ramirez. I'm the director of the Southwest Center for Craftsmanship in Phoenix, Arizona. In addition to being the director of the Southwest Center for Craftsmanship, I consider myself a master craftsman. My passion is to pass on this knowledge to all of my students and to anybody who chooses to learn this craft. Master craftsman in woodworking is a broad subject. I build furniture, I build chairs, tables, cabinets, some sculptures, some carvings, but mainly we focus on furniture. My particular passion is antique reproductions. I love the way the old masters work, and I try to emulate that in the things that I do and the things that I teach. My passion has always been to pass on this avocation, as it were. It took me 30 years to learn it, but it doesn't need to take that long if you got somebody to teach you. So in 2007, I started doing this full time, and then in 2013, I had the opportunity to open up the school. And we've been teaching for almost a year now, and it's just been a wonderful experience, both for me and my students. We use math in woodworking quite a bit. Uh, we use it, what I would say, directly by addition, subtraction, and so on. That sounds kind of simple, but what you're adding and subtracting are fractions. You have to reduce your fractions to the least common denominator. And you might be adding 1/16 to 1/64. What do you get? So we do that. We use geometry. When we're making angled furniture, we have to have our angles precise for the joinery to fit. In making dovetails, your dovetails angles have to meet on both sides, so that has to be precise. There's different ways we do that. We do that directly by measuring the angle, or we do a ratio. For example, 1 inch to 1/8 slope will give us a pretty nice dovetail angle. Once we get that, then we set up our measuring tools to repeat that, so we don't have to calculate it every time we want to do it. So math is very important. One of the most important places you see math is in buying our lumber. Lumber is everybody's got their own jargon. Lumber, for example, 1 inch piece of lumber, 1 inch thick, is called 4/4. 2 inch thick is called 8/4. And then it's measured in what's called a board foot. A board foot measurement is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 inch thick. And that's how it's priced out. So they might charge you $8 a board foot, and for your project, you need to tell them how many board feet you need. In addition, you can't specify the exact number of board feet that a piece measures out, because there's a lot of waste. So you usually have to add between 10 and 30% for waste. If you don't, you're going to end up short. So you need to know how to calculate those percentages. Once you tell the lumberman what you need and he delivers it, it's yours. When I was in high school, I thought like you did. What am I ever going to use this for? And then when I got to college, I started studying physics. And you cannot do physics without math. And as you progress in that study, math gets more and more complicated. And then to make matters even worse, when you go into graduate school, you come into some math that just blows your mind. Transcendental equations, elliptic integrals, differential equations, calculus. It all tells you how the real world works. Mathematics is a language. If you think of it that way, you can learn to express what you want to do and how you're going to get there through mathematics. So when I got to woodworking, it was kind of dumbed down a little bit, fractions, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, no differential equations. But it's very important. And what's important is the discipline to keep consistent. Know what you're doing, keep your math correct, measure. Once you get your math down, you make your measurements, you double check it, and you double check it against other measurements that have to fit within that system. So without math, it would be very difficult.